Who am I? I suppose it is the very question that men and women alike have spent their entire lives trying to answer. And I suppose the difficulty in the question lies in the fact that one's life is the proof of that answer. You are the life you live, the actions you take, the people you care for, and those who care for you. Your thoughts, dreams, ambitions, desires, likes, and dislikes, all wrapped up into a single being. But I guess I'm just generalizing about what creates an identity without explicitly stating what I believe mine to be. And that's the single most important component in the search for identity, what the individual defines themselves as. Allow me to share with you two experiences from my past that can give you an encapsulating picture of what it means to be me. Back in 10th grade, I had a little identity crisis. In U.S. history class, as we studied the Civil War and Reconstruction, I was enraged by the plight of people I considered my own, my ancestors, my predecessors. I asked my teacher, Mrs. McGrath-Smith, what's it supposed to mean to be black, to be African American? What else do we have besides overcoming all that hardship and trying to make up a culture of our own? She didn't have an answer for me. No one did or could. That culture in this day and age was a mystery to me. What did it mean to be black besides the fight for equality, however important it is, and the stereotypes? Even today, I don't have an answer to that question, but an idea. Built on the backbone of those who paved the way for us to have an equal chance at life, I have to create my own path and make a way for others. But that begs the question, what kind of path is that? You see, I was also going through another crisis of identity at the same time as the previous one. As a sophomore who completed his passage portfolio, I thought I'd have some idea of what I wanted to do with my life soon, that I need to prepare for it as soon as possible. I had it in my head that I'd be an animator, that I'd bring my creations, my characters, my works of art to life. But after getting some beginner software and trying it out, I found it wasn't satisfying. I wasn't happy. I then became lost as my dream was dashed. I struggled to find a new one, and one night I remember crying about it before bed. Being directionless was a new thing to me, and it wasn't easy to get through. However, I talked to a few friends of mine, Hakeem and Emily, who began to inspire me with the art, the poems, and the short stories they wrote. And I came to realize that I could bring the stories I created to life with the written word. I started to write all my ideas down, and before I knew it, I had a 10-book fiction series in the works. I'm currently working on the first 2 books, and at this time, I'm just glad I have finally found my passion. Flash forward a year, to the summer of 2012, the week of June 16th to the 22nd. You see Edward in Bradley International Airport, meeting a man from the Rotary Clubs of America. Surrounding him are 12 strangers, people his age that he's seen only once, in the summer before, at the Rotary Youth Leadership Conference he attended at Miss Emilian's recommendation. The 13 of them were chosen by 13 groups of their peers, who after a day of team building and leadership activities, decided that these individuals possessed the attributes of a leader, one to go on to a World Affairs seminar on global communications technology. Edward greets them and begins to get to know them as they fly from Connecticut to Baltimore, then to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to a place called Carroll University. He felt an immediate bond with these people. Little did he know that it would only begin to develop. Once he arrived, he was greeted by many other students from schools across the country, but also across the world. He was exposed to many different views on how these communications technologies impacted people from around the globe. Yet the most important feeling Edward F. Brown felt was none other than freedom. Being surrounded by young adults, forging new friendships, being able to structure his free time while still being able to take seminars and having classes, exploring his own interests. What did all this sound like to him? College. So this was a taste of the higher education experience, though it was held at a university, so that could have been anticipated. What couldn't be was the family he would come to know as the Empire, a collection of students very diverse in background, but similar in ambition and kindness that spread to everyone who attended that seminar, as this Empire sat at the highest table in the cafe. It wasn't just singing happy birthday to an advisor they just met the other day, playing a 100-person game of freeze tag, staying up till 1 a.m. watching Project X, eating several pizzas, or playing ultimate frisbee in the quad after lunch. When Edward gave his anti-bullying speech to a crowd of 300 at the end of seminar talent show, when the Empire sang Piano Man by Billy Joel, When all of the men from the guys' dorm walked up into the end of seminar dance and yelled, "To the break of dawn, yo," it was more than it seemed. When the tears left his eyes as he returned to Hartford and said his goodbyes, he had a sudden realization. He had become something bigger than himself, part of a community, a family, a movement, the hope, the change, and the future of this country and this world. He was included in a greater consciousness than his own. In that moment, he felt more human than ever before. His view then shifted. I was looking at myself from outside of myself. By that, I mean I was examining my life in a new lens, being metacognitive, thinking about my thinking. You notice that I just switched back to speaking in the first person in my speech after going to the third person to tell the story of my second experience. Well, that was an example of doing exactly what I just mentioned. By sometimes removing oneself from the environment, reflecting on the experience, you gain more perspective on it, and you're able to see things that are brought to light. You are able to make adjustments to whatever you're thinking or doing easily because you understand how and why it occurs that way. You adapt, you survive, and you thrive. You find hidden meanings and are able to finally gain an understanding of yourself like no other. But in order to do so, you must understand who you define yourself to be. And at this point in my life, I finally feel like I do. I am Edward Faustino Brown. You can break me down from my physical attributes to my demographics, but there are many more layers that lie underneath. I am an African American and Puerto Rican, carrying the histories of my people with me into the future. I am an American, privileged to live in the world's superpower. I am a man, privileged to live without the stigma women do, but with a battle of my own against stereotypes and expectations of me. I am a runner. I love the exhilarating and tiring feeling a good run gives me and the fitness it allows me to preserve. Following that, I am an athlete, be it track, cross country, or basketball. Whether I am competing against others or myself, I love the game and seek to better myself in any way possible. That having been said, I am a lifter, a gym goer, a workout man. Pushing my physical limits in yet another way gives me a sense of confidence and shows me that I can push other limits as well. I am an amateur fisherman. I love the feeling of the day's first catch and the peaceful contemplation I have when patiently waiting for a bite. But after one delves deeper into the whole of my being, it is revealed that who I am within is first and foremost a dreamer, one who imagines grandiose fantasies I wish were real. I'm imaginative. I'm a writer. My novels that are a work in progress, my short stories, and my poems ignite my passion for creating ideas with the mind and transferring them to paper for all to read, to share them with anyone willing to take a look. And in addition to that, I am an artist. From the simplest of cartoons and anime I've once drawn to the dabbling I am now doing in piano, I seek to create at least one piece of great visual art, of music and song, of drama, all in addition to my writing, therefore creating a work in all four of the great art forms. I am an amateur philosopher. I will forever be seeking answers to life's biggest questions and am up to the task, which is why I'm also agnostic. In fact, I want to someday create my own school of thought. No simple task indeed. What will I call it though? Edwardism? Faustinoan? Brownian? Wait, that one's already taken. I am a gamer, from chess to Pokemon, from the time I was 4 until the day my hair grows limp and gray. For these games that I play inspire some of my best ideas. I am a reader. I am somewhat of a hopeless romantic, chasing that desire which the hearts of all men and women seek. And I suppose my future direction is what determines who I will be. I can tell you right now, I look down the road and see myself as a Brown graduate, a successful writer, and maybe collaborator on the films based upon my novels. A husband, a father, a steward of the earth and those who inhabit it. I want to write a succession of journals, of logs, if you will, about the world, my personal thoughts concerning life and the events that go on around me, and pass these stories down to my descendants, pass down my wisdom and guidance that I will have gained of a lifetime. Or my future wife and I to teach my children about all the face of the world and allow them to choose their own, should they desire it. I want to hopefully make enough money to put away for them to attend the colleges of their dreams if they work hard enough to get accepted and help fund their ambitions should they need it. I want to be the patriarch of a grand family legacy, my wife clearly being the matriarch. Now, I'm sure that some of you in the audience find me crazy. I have incredible expectations of myself. Whoever said that there was anything wrong with it, this is my version of the American dream. Like many great men and women before me, I am here to stake my claim in this land, on this earth, and in this universe. But if I am to get all these things done in one lifetime, I had better start now, and this is just step one.